I want to talk about why speed is very important, especially when it comes to building a business or a startup or whatever. All right, I'm going to start off with a very simple story. About a year ago, I met this guy at a conference, and this guy was running his own startup. But in really simple terms, it was like a Web3 marketplace. There was a lot of parts to it where people would have to do things in person to get it working, and it was in theory a good idea, I won't lie, but in practicality, to pull something like that off, it's a lot of manpower, and it would require a lot of capital. And this guy, what I've noticed as because we met a year ago and I followed him on LinkedIn and stuff, and I was watching his company, this guy basically kept going from accelerator to accelerator. He never finished his final product, and he's just going and promoting people about his potential idea. And I think that's stupid. The reason why is because you're never going to get your idea fully validated until customers have some sort of version of your product in their hands. And because of that, if, let's say even today, he releases the product, customers don't like it, he would have wasted a year. So this is just to tell you, you gotta work fast. I rarely recommend people to spend more than 2 months building out any sort of product before putting it into a customer's hand. The reason why is because at the end of the day, even though in your mind you might think to yourself, damn, this is a good idea, it's gonna become the next Facebook, I'm gonna become rich as hell. In reality, your customers might think it's just total garbage. And that's the truth. A lot of founders think that their product is the next big thing, especially those like stealth founders who build in stealth, as they like to call it, which is for another video. I don't get stealth founders at all, but that's for another video. What you want as a startup founder is to build a simple product, put it in your customers' hands, get feedback, iterate, and just scale from there. Easier said than done, but at the end of the day, a lot of people I've noticed just spend so much time trying to build out a product without getting any sort of validation first, and they end up wasting a lot of time. If you take two founders, all right, let's say they just want to build companies and get rich, okay? And one guy spends months building a product in secret or in stealth and never showing it to customers until like a good version is ready. And you grab another guy who spends maybe a month max building a product, and you check back within 12 months. I guarantee you the guy who spent 1 month building a product, like a product every month basically, showing it to customers and seeing whether or not they like it, I guarantee you that guy, he definitely became more successful than the guy who spent 12 months building out a product and then releasing it and then getting customers. Because of the simple fact that the second guy moved fast, he found out what people wanted, he learned from it, he tweaked his product, he tweaked his business model, and he went on to the next thing. That's the type of trait you want. And that's the trait I get, like when I'm talking to some of my very rich and successful startup friends. That's what they tell me. They're always moving fast. If they get a new idea, they're building it like basically same day. They're sending their messages on Slack to their programmers. They're building it same day. And I really like that trait, because the faster you could get something out there, the faster you do things, the faster you're gonna get data, and the faster you're gonna figure out whether or not it's a good idea or not. So never, no matter what you do, business aside in life, you should always be fast. You're gonna get fast results, you're gonna learn whether or not they work, and you're gonna move on to the next or continue iterating upon it. This is a very important trait I see with all of my very successful startup friends, and that I personally, because I'm always around startups, I've been like part of a few for a few years now. I know I'm pretty young, I'm 19, so I don't have like too much experience here. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I'm some sort of startup genius, but this is something that I see a bunch of like, even like 25, 30-year-olds do. They spend way too much time on an idea that they think is really good when in reality it's not. You have to work fast. You have to put something in front of customers, and you have to just get it out there and just move on. So yeah, that's just something for you guys to kind of think about as you guys are building your company. Never be slow and just work fast.